points.
All right, that one was fun.
Oh my God.
Can you take a deep breath with that?
Yeah, LP was saying now that the game's over and we're done like booming around and like all this chaos, now the cold's starting to set in. And so now
The
everything's
blood's not
calmed down.
pumping the way it
It
was
was.
just a little while
Now
ago.
we're
Did you enjoy your time on the sideline?
Oh man, that was great. What a game to be at tonight. That game had everything.
It really did.
So much fun.
Haymakers back and forth, consistent. Like when you thought one team was about to pull away, the other team would come back and storm back in. The basketball analogy was perfect. It was a game of runs. And ironically, the thing that we talked about, Reagan's special teams kind of being the thing that kept them in it, they ended up missing a field goal at the end. That's that's what ended up deciding the game. It was kind of a huge turn of irony there at the end. But yeah, this Johnson program's headed in the right direction. I mean, it was just so much fun, so much passion in the air, just on both sides, and yeah,
Big time
blessed.
playoff feel, as far as I was
I was gonna say
concerned.
we can just honestly make this our little instant reaction video real fast. But yeah, I mean to kind of wrap this up here, it's what started off as at halftime it was 14-13, and you're looking going okay, and then 59 points are scored. We go into overtime. Johnson ends up pulling it out for the District 28 6A district title in a 46 to 43 victory, and just wild. I mean, like you said, it just had everything.
Yeah, I think you had at halftime you had Johnson going in with a lot of momentum, right? They scored just before the half, and then you see Reagan come out and really hit the second half hard, and you thought, okay, there's the haymaker. Good job, Johnson, but that was kind of it. And then it just big play after big play, and then kind of in the fourth quarter they just traded consistently. And yeah, like you said, we were doing laps up and down the field just because big plays were happening constantly. I think looking at the bigger picture too, what this says about the San Antonio area is how open this is, because there's no dominant team in the San Antonio area this year. You have Johnson and Reagan. I think we saw two of probably the three best.
Right.
Maybe you throw Brennan in there and Steele, of course. I didn't. By the time we're recording this, I don't know the final score of Steele Judson, but Steele was obviously up there. And so you're seeing probably two of the three or two of the four best teams in the area right now, and golly, who knows where this area could go in the playoffs, considering.
Well, and I think the other big thing to note, and it was funny because Mark Soto, the head coach of Johnson, was over here telling us, he was like, hey, you got to give some love for my guy, Ben McCreary. And so the unbelievable running back there mixed with the deep threat that is Cannon Fairley on the outside. I mean, what did you see from them that kind of stuck out?
I mean, every time they needed a big play, they dialed Fairley's name, right? It was like every time they missed a couple deep shots early, and so but they kept going to him, and you saw that they had the favorable matchup, and so they Kerwin, the quarterback, kept going that way, and he hit a couple big plays. Every time they were in the goal line, the red zone, it was a fade. Every time. It was like they were at least going to take one shot to him. And then McCreary, he's just that guy who got him down the field every single time. If they needed a screen, if they needed something here or there, he was their every down guy, and they would hit you over the top with Fairley. Two guys who were absolutely talented, physical freaks, like Cannon Fairley. I hadn't heard about him that much, and I looked down, and he's a 6'2" running.
He's huge.
200-pound wide receiver who's a deep threat and has soft hands. These are definitely two guys who should be getting more attention.
Well, and I know that you were really impressed too with the running back for Reagan in Carson Green coming back.
Yeah, he wasn't really a big guy, but they kept running him right up the middle. He would find creases, find seams, he'd break a tackle, and then he was gone. Yeah. I mean, great speed, but surprising power for a guy that I didn't feel like was really a real big running back. But he got the most out of his runs every single time.
Well, and the funny thing about him, too, just to throw this out there real fast, we talk about Reagan. Obviously they had an unbelievable game, too, and we've got to make sure to point that out. But Carson just came back. He broke his leg. First game of the season. Last game, he got back in, but it wasn't at full strength. And then tonight, I mean, he was the workhorse for that Reagan offense, and they just got it down. And got to throw it out to Reagan's kicker. That guy's got a boot.
Yeah, I know. It's kind of unfortunate that it ended on a miss, because he was 6-0 early. Both of his kicks were pretty decent yards. But Carson Green, you mentioned it. Reagan was banged up at quarterback, and so he was going to be the guy that they kind of relied on. And my God, like you would not have thought that he's coming back from an injury because I want to say he finished with about 30-ish carries, probably close to 20, 25.
We were talking about that in the first quarter. We were like, what is he at, 15 already?
Right.
He was a workhorse.
Yeah, easily a workhorse. And like you mentioned, he's not a big kid. And you look at him, he plays like one. They're giving him dives up the middle, and he'll bust one through, and you're just like, geez, where's this power coming from? But yeah, no, I couldn't say more about the running backs for both teams, playmakers on both sides.
Great coaching on both sides, too.
Great coaching, yeah. Just when you thought one team was out of it, the other storms back. Like a game of swings, momentum.
LP
changes.
with the basketball analogy was so good.
Yes, exactly.
It really was. It was one team making a run, couldn't finish the other team, and then the other team would come back and make their run. And I also think, too, that Reagan's special teams advantage really stood out to me, and the fact that Johnson was able to overcome that was
On their defensive side,
very
yeah.
impressive as well, because I think Reagan definitely had the advantage in the special teams side up until the very last kick.
Sure. I mean, basically through the third quarter, I would say that was the deciding factor. Reagan's crispness on special teams, and then Johnson had a couple turnovers. They had a kickoff kind of bounce right on the one, didn't go out of bounds, so they had to recover it, and that kept them in deep in their own territory. So, like, yeah, for them to overcome that and then change the game late in the fourth, like,
very impressive.
Huge.
Yeah, so basically what started off as a goofy vlog video is we just kind of morph this into our instant reaction. So thank you, Ish and LP, for joining us here. But yeah, I mean, an unbelievable night here at Hero Stadium. 2-1-0, always repping the good time. But very impressed by both teams, and we'll be back Monday to break it all down for you. Bye, guys.